Kevin Cole with you. So excited to have Brandi Carlile live in the studio here at KEXP.
Thanks, man. We're really excited to be here.
It's long overdue. Loving the new record and looking forward to hearing a couple songs and chatting about the album.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Cool.
Shall we start with Hard Way, guys?
I think so.
All right. Let's start the Hard Way.
1, 2,
3. Sometimes I lose my faith in luck. I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. I just count the rain, wearing the floor to the boards again. I wish I could find their soul to steal. I could be the engine and you could be the wheel, and we could drive it home and never have to worry about being alone. Ooh, I followed my tracks, see all the times I should have turned back. Ooh, I wept alone, I know what it means to be on my own. Ooh, the things I've known, looks like I'm taking the hard way home. Ooh, the seeds I sowed, taking the hard way home, taking the hard way home. I never did learn how to follow the rules. I never was good at sleeping while the moon was full. I just lie and burn, wreck my mind while the planet turns. Sometimes I wish I could start again. I try and do the right thing every now and then. I'd step in line, that's what I'd do if I could turn back time. Ooh, I follow my tracks, I see all the times I should have turned back. Ooh, I wept alone, I know what it means to be on my own. Ooh, it looks like I'm taking the hard way home. Ooh, the seeds I sowed, taking the hard way home, taking the hard way home. Tell you how I wanna live. Forget about the take, forget about the give. I wanna leave this town, fake my death and never be found. Ooh, I follow my tracks, see all the times I should have turned back. Ooh, I wept alone, I know what it means to be on my own. Ooh, things I know, it looks like I'm taking the hard way home. Ooh, the seeds I sowed, taking the hard way home, taking the hard way home. Sometimes I lose my faith in luck. I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. I just count the rain, wearing the floor to the boards again. I wish I could find a soul to steal. I could be the engine and you could be the wheel, and we can drive it home and never have to worry about being alone. Ooh, things I know, it looks like I'm taking the hard way home. Ooh, the seeds I sowed, taking the hard way home, taking the hard way home, taking the hard way home. Should we do Raise Hell?
Yeah. Cool.
Nice playing there, Jeb and Josh.
It's Brandi Carlile live on KEXP, along with longtime bandmates and songwriting partners. Phil and Tim Hanseroth, Josh Newman on cello, Jeb Bowes on fiddle.
All right.
It's KEXP.
I've been down with a broken heart since the day I learned to speak. The devil gave me a crooked start when he gave me crooked feet. But Gabriel done came to me and kissed me in my sleep. And I'll be singing like an angel until I'm 6 feet deep. I found myself an old man and I tattooed on a sign. I set my mind to wandering and walk a broken line. Now you have a mind to keep me quiet, and although you can try, better men have hit their knees and bigger men have died. I'm gonna rise, rise hell. There's a storm no one tells. You gotta rise, rise hell. Come on now, ring of that bell. It came upon a lightning strike and I heard a bright clear blue. I took that tie from around my neck and gave my heart to you. I sent my love across the sea, and though I didn't cry, that voice will haunt my every dream until the day I die. I'm gonna rise, rise hell. There's a storm no one tells. You gotta rise, rise hell. Come on now, ring it that. I dug a hole inside my heart to put you in your grave. At this point it was you or me, and mama didn't raise no slave. You took my face in both your hands and looked me in the eye, and I went down with such a force that in your grave I lie. I'm gonna rise, rise hell. There's a storm no one tells. You gotta rise, rise hell. Come on now, ring that bell. Come on now, ring that bell. Come on now, ring that bell. Come on now, ring that bell.
Brandi Carlile live on the afternoon show here at KEXP. Raise Hell and Hard Way Home, two songs from the brand new album, Bear Creek. Man, I love that song, Raise Hell.
Oh, thanks,
It's
man.
got such a darkness to it.
Thank you so much. I don't know
An
where the
edge.
hell it came from.
There's like Raise Hell and Have a Good Time, and then there's, I don't know, Raise Hell.
Yeah.
Look out.
Raising hell's a totally different level of having a good time, let me tell you what.
Yeah. So you guys are playing tomorrow night at the Knitting Factory in Spokane. That sort of kicks off the second big leg of touring for the new album, right?
That's right, yeah.
Spent most of the summer on the road.
Yeah, we spent most of the summer on the road, and we
Most
just
of the
took
last 10 years on the road.
Yeah, spent most of our lives on the road, I think. But we had a nice little break, and I don't know if I've ever been so excited to go out as I am this time. I'm really excited.
Very cool. Why's that?
I don't know. I mean, I just got married.
Yeah,
and,
congratulations.
I think everybody's just fired up. We love to tour in the fall, you
Yeah.
know. Hot coffees and the trees in the Northeast.
Yeah, just hitting the road, and then kind of culminating with 3 nights here in Seattle at Benaroya Hall with the Seattle Symphony. That's super cool, right around Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So the new album, Bear Creek, It's named after the studio you recorded it at. Tell listeners about the studio itself.
Yeah, it's right here in Washington State. It's out near Woodinville, and it's just this barn that's kind of been frequented by some of our Seattle heroes, all of us, and it's been sort of turned into a studio, but it's really rustic and really special.
Did it symbolize an approach you were taking to recording the album, or just a cool space that you wanted to work in?
It was a little bit of both, It symbolized an approach we were taking, like once we started the process. We didn't really realize that that's what was going to happen until we were in there.
Did it affect the songwriting, or is that already done before you get to that point?
Some of it was done in there, and it affected especially the songs, the way the songs turned out. I mean, we knew that we were taking a big step, doing something on our own, and far away from any industry type city or type place. And once we got in there and there was nobody to come in and play all of our parts better than us, and nobody to tell us what not to do, we realized we were doing something that had a lot to do with where we were.
Yeah, you capture a certain kind of spirit. I mean, there's, I hate to say a rawness necessarily, because the album isn't really, I wouldn't necessarily say it's raw, but it's got sort of a rustic, primitive, rootsy quality to it that perhaps had something to do with the space.
Yeah, it's just when there's no flashy guitar shop down the road to like rent the greatest mandolin in the world, or to have the greatest session guy come in and play your banjo for you, you end up with rawness by default,
Yep.
But I love the way it
Spirit.
sounds, Yeah, right.
Yeah, so this is a fourth studio album. The other albums you've had the fortune to work with some great producers. I'm sure there's pros and cons to that. T-Bone Burnett and Rick Rubin. But this one you guys did yourselves, basically with Trina Schumacher.
Yeah.
Engineering, and she's known for doing some great stuff. In fact, she engineered the Emmylou Harris record we just heard.
Yeah, Wrecking Ball.
And the Throwing Muses record.
Yeah, we recalled that. Oh, really? The Throwing Muses record, too.
Yeah. She's done a bunch of work with Kristen Hirsch, but that Throwing Muses album might have been the first one that they worked on together. It was at Kingsway, where Daniel Lanois had done Wrecking Ball and all those.
Right, yeah, she's really big on Kingsway. Yeah, totally. We referenced that Emmylou Harris record a lot.
Oh, wow.
In the studio, particularly for that last track, Just Kids, the kind of ethereal approach that her and Lanois took when they made that record was pretty special.
I was going to ask if that song, Just Kids, had anything to do with the Patti Smith book.
You know something? I keep getting asked that, and no, I had nothing to do with it at all.
That would be a great book. If you haven't read it, it'll be great on the tour bus.
I now have it, but I haven't read it yet, so I'm pretty psyched to dive into it. My wife has read it.
Cool. So tell me about just sort of the good and bad that you might have learned from working with some of these other producers, and how that influenced, or what kind of impact that might have had on this recording.
Some of the good things are that when you put yourself in a position to be taught, that's what's going to happen.
Like on previous records, you mean?
On previous records, but it's crazy when you think that you've kind of cultivated this sort of road mentality, and you think that once you conquer the road and once you can play shows in front of hundreds and thousands of people, then you've got it pretty much dialed in, and recording should just be documenting what you do on the road. But when you get into the studio with somebody whose art form, whose job is to make recording more than something that just happens on the road, you learn a lot. You learn a lot about how to mic things and what different kinds of instruments to use, and how you can bring dynamics to a song to replace the missing elephant in the room, which is the audience. And that's what's difficult for any band that has kind of mastered being on the road, is that you know how to do everything except for replace the 1,000 people that are sitting there listening to you play every night. And they're huge. They're a part of the band.
Is that sort of a spirit that gets infused in the performance?
Sometimes it's an environment that just gets created. Like these producers, T-Bone especially, he recognized the need for what would be an audience originally. And he would do things like pull up Delta Blues recordings and play us songs that he felt, even if they weren't in the same genre, evoked the right spirit. Or he'd go off on one of his tangents, or he'd light candles, or make us greyhounds, or yell at us, or grab a guitar and show us how to play. Those are the good things.
Setting the mood and the ambiance for the right song.
The bad things are that they have a formula and a way of doing things, and it's very difficult to buck the trend.
So did that create opportunity, or I'm sure it did, but any sort of challenges in the recording of Bear Creek, like having to figure it out yourselves, or do it yourselves, or not have somebody driving you in a certain direction.
Yeah, the challenges were all around kind of how to communicate with each other as a studio band versus on the road, you know. We can just yell and cuss at sound check and
But you
make
guys
each other
work
do
so
stuff.
well together and have such an unusual relationship. I would think that would be fairly intuitive.
It is, but the studio is a microscope, and it's a bit terrifying. Everybody feels a little vulnerable, so
Yeah.
it's a different scenario, but I think we're getting there.
Well, it's a great sounding record. Bear Creek is Brandi Carlile's new album. There's a song on here that has a video with a story, or the video itself kind of takes more of a story than performance approach. The narrative's woven into the video. The song is That Wasn't Me. Chris Christopherson plays a role in that. How did that happen?
Well, Chris Christopherson's, you know, one of my great heroes, and I feel like his point of view, his sort of take on life, is kind of in tune with mine, along with Willie Nelson and John Prine and some of these sort of edgier political country writer kind of guys.
Yep.
And I think the way he understands spirituality and forgiveness is kind of in tune with mine. So I ended up sending him an email and talking to him about my thoughts on addiction and stuff like that. And he responded and said he'd do the video. Flew in from, you know, Maui for like no money.
That is so cool. Was that just sort of a cold call, like a cold email, or had it?
It was just an email I sent on a plane one day, just kind of with my fingers crossed, thinking maybe.
That's so inspiring. Just for anybody, you know, you just need to do what you're feeling, right?
Yeah, if you're wondering whether or not you should reach out, just do it.
So speaking of reaching out, you guys, man, you do a lot with different charities. In fact, you have your own foundation, the Looking Out Foundation.
Yeah.
Tell me a bit about that.
Well, it's a foundation that me and the twins started around 2007, and we've launched ourselves into all kinds of campaigns, and we've filtered hundreds of thousands of dollars from our projects and our fans to charity organizations that need our help. But I can tell you one of the projects that we're doing right now, which is cool. It's called Looking Out for the Hungry. It's a series of organizations on our fall tour. They're going to come out to our shows, soup kitchens.
And you work with local organizations and on tour.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
in
that's
each city.
part of what's so cool about it.
Yeah, right. Because it can, you know, make an impact on the city before you get there, while you're there, and after you leave.
Yep.
So we're working with Why Hunger and bringing food banks and soup kitchens out to our shows.
Very cool. It's Brandi Carlile live on KEXP, and so recently you made a video for Music for Marriage Equality in support of Referendum 74, which is basically a vote is taking place this election day that it's would make same-sex marriage legal in the state of Washington. Basically, the bill was already passed. Governor Christine Gregoire passed it in February, but there was opponents that gathered signatures forcing this voter referendum. Tell me about the video or your support of Referendum 74 approval.
Well, it's tough that it even has the word referendum in front of it, you know,
Yeah.
because to me it seems like a social welfare issue, much less than
Totally.
a political issue. But I think that everybody thinks that they are on the cusp of the civil rights issue of their day.
Yep.
I feel personally impacted by this one, and I feel like this is one of the civil rights issues of my day, along with poverty and class division. I think that in order for us to go anywhere politically as a society, we have to have equal rights for everyone. Because if you and I don't have the same civil rights, then we don't have a discussion on politics or religion or anything. We have a grievance.
Yep.
And once we can get that out of the way, then we can start talking about the real divisions,
So what
people.
needs to be done here? What can listeners do? They can vote, obviously.
Yeah. Vote yes on Referendum 74.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And, raise awareness about the issue.
Yeah, I can tell you that it's a huge problem for immigration, with partners that can't petition for their spouse to become U.S. citizens. It's a huge problem with old folks being able to inherit their own homes when their partner dies, and it's a huge problem for health care, taxes, and hospital visitation. So those are issues that we just need to get out of the way.
Yep. I will link to the Music for Marriage Equality site on the playlist here, and people can find out more if
Thanks,
they would
man.
like. Of course.
That's
of
awesome.
course.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah. You, as I mentioned, have been touring a lot in the last, since you started touring in 2005-ish or before, and just have this incredible connection with listeners. And I just even mentioned your name on the air about a half hour ago and got this great email from a listener.
Oh, cool.
Says, Guten Abend. Brandi Carlile and her band will be in your studio soon. I've seen them once in Lucerne, Switzerland, and it was one of the best concerts in my life. Can you please tell them that we haven't forgotten about them and miss them like crazy here in Europe? It's been a while. Thank you in advance. Your music is great, and have a good day. Alles gut und Liebe. Any European plans?
That's how cool this radio station is.
I know. It's amazing.
It's amazing, right?
I just mentioned your name, and it's got a flood of emails, like people all over the world. Super excited that you were playing, but also...
It's funny you mentioned that. We're actually having big European talks right now about heading back over there and doing the trio acoustic in a van thing and seeing if we can't say hi to some of our followers over there.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Okay, Martin. So just keep your eyes and ears peeled for that.
That's Martin.
Martin, Switzerland. The tour. So you've got the stripped down version that you might take to Europe, but tell listeners about the show coming up at Benaroya.
Yeah, the show coming up at Benaroya is us with the symphony. We've made charts now for two albums. We've done 3 albums: Brandi Carlile, The Story, Give Up the Ghost. We're just getting ready to start the charts for Bear Creek, and it's something that we.
How big a project is doing the charts?
It's big.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting a string arranger to compose the parts, and then for us to kind of dissect them. It sounds like a video game when they come to us through our email, and coming up with these beautiful arrangements. And then we rehearse the symphony one time, and we put on a show where nobody knows what's going to happen, and that's the best kind of show.
Nice. Very cool. Brandi Carlile live in studio here at KEXP. Again, thank you so much for coming in. Appreciate that. I know you're hitting the road probably right after this, heading down to Spokane. Starting off leg tour, the Bear Creek tour. A couple more songs.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for having us, man. This song's about keeping your heart young. I had big plans in my backyard to build me a space rocket. I talked to my brother on a fake CB that I made from a tic-tac box. I packed my snowballs nice and tight, and in the middle I put rocks. Don't trade in your tic-tac box for a ball on the end of a chain. And don't go spending grandpa's pennies buying into the game. You gotta keep your heart young. Don't go growing old before your time has come. You can't take back what you have done. You gotta keep your heart young. Dad took the wheels off of my bike and he pushed me down the hill. But speed got the best of me, and I took my first spill. That was back when alcohol was only used on cuts. It stung like hell, so I jerked my leg, and Mama said it would give me guts. Don't trade in your tic-tac box for a ball on the end of the chain. And don't go spending grandpa's pennies buying into that game. You gotta keep your heart young. Don't go growing old before your time has come. You can't take back what you have done. You gotta keep your heart young. Take a picture of the one you love and put it in a locket. Go dig up your time capsule and the blueprints for your rocket. Keep in touch on a fake CB, that same old tic-tac box. Pack your snowballs a little less tight, but in the middle, still put rocks. Just keep your heart young. Don't go growing old before your time has come. You can't take back your heart young. Sometimes you don't die quick, just like you wish you'd done. Though love is a loaded gun, you gotta keep your heart young. You can't take back what you have done is done. You gotta keep your heart young. All right. Should we do Promise to Keep?
Yeah.
Okay. This is a song that we wrote a long time ago. We've written to put on a record for a long time.
Cool.
And these two guys here, Jeb Eagle Bowes and Josh Newman on the cello, they came up with a string arrangement themselves, and so we love to play this one. I still talk to you in my sleep. I don't say much 'cause the hurt runs too deep. I gave you the moon and the stars to keep, but you gave them back to me. The hill I'm walking up is getting good and steep, but I'm still looking for a promise even I can't keep. I still lay on my side of the bed. I dance alone when the last bottle's spent. Memories like a river running through my head. I'll have me an ocean before I'm dead. The hill I'm walking up is getting good and steep, but I'm still looking for a promise even I can't keep. I still whisper sweet words to you, and when I'm busy with nothing to do, I pray to God that my words ring true, and that your words might reach me too. The hill I'm walking up is getting good and steep, but I'm still looking for a promise even I can't keep. My heart's in pieces, so please understand. I'm trying to jump, but I've nowhere to land. So give me your heart and I'll give you my hand, and try as goddamn hard as I can. The hill I'm walking up is getting good and steep, but I'm still looking for a promise even I can't keep.
Brandi Carlile, A Promise to Keep. That is beautiful.
Thanks, man.
Glad that finally made a record.
Yeah, me too. It finally made it after all these years.
That is on the new album, Bear Creek. Can we get one more out of you?
Yeah, I was thinking if it's okay with you guys, we do a cover tune for you.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
Sure, that'd be fantastic. Super treat
Yeah,
for listeners.
I love Crosby, Stills, and Nash. A while ago, Stephen Stills came out to our show at the Greek in California. We got to meet him, and he made fun of me jumping up and down and stuff. And he just turned out to be this really, really great guy that's kind of become a friend of our band. And
that's so cool. What's that like? You know, I know music's always been a big part of your life. In fact, you said something to the effect that you couldn't contemplate a life in music because you'd never contemplated one without it.
Yeah,
right?
you're right.
Which is a great line. But to meet some of the folks that you listened to that maybe played a role or informed you as an artist, like Elton John, right? Getting to play with Elton John. How crazy is that?
It's so crazy. I mean, it's as crazy, every bit as crazy as you and everyone listening would think it is.
Yeah.
I'd be lying if I said that it wasn't probably secretly one of my favorite parts of what we do, is getting to meet those people. Because to be an artist, you have to know what it means to be a fan. And I'm a fan, let me tell you what.
And those artists are fans.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
I guess so.
just a great show of respect.
Yeah. It's a pretty special thing.
Cool.
Well, should we do Stephen's song here?
Yeah.
A lot of words in this one. Bear with us.
Is this song one that you had known before, or
No,
did you
Tim
dig
showed
out?
it to me. I'd
Yeah.
heard it before, but it never really impacted me until Timmy said we have to learn this one. Oh, and this is Tim here, Tim Hanseroth and Phil Hanseroth, the twins. And as I mentioned before, Josh and Jeb on strings. So I wanted everybody to know. Helplessly hoping her harlequin hovers nearby, awaiting a word, gasping at glimpses of gentle true spirit. He runs, wishing he could fly, only to trip at the sound of goodbye. Wordlessly watching, he waits by the window and wonders at the empty place inside. Heartlessly helping himself to her bad dreams, he worries, did he hear a goodbye? Or even hello? They are one person, they are two alone, they are three together, they are for each other. Stand by the stairway, you'll see something certain to tell you. Confusion has its cost. Love isn't lying, it's loose in a lady who lingers, saying she is lost and choking on hello. They are one person, they are two alone, they are three together, they are for each other.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Brandi Carlile and band covering Crosby, Stills, Nash, Helplessly Hoping. Man, thanks, Tim, for bringing that one to the table.
Yeah.